On Sky News Business, this is Business Class.
Hi, I'm James Wilkinson and welcome to Business Class. Today's show is coming to you from Oahu in the Hawaiian Islands. Before we show you some top things this island has to offer, here's this week's travel news. In travel news this week, Virgin Australia has unveiled a suite of enhancements for flights across the Tasman to New Zealand. Headlining the news is the announcement that Virgin will offer Wi-Fi on all Trans-Tasman flights from October 28. From that date, the airline will also offer a substantial meal and a drink in all airfare booking categories, as well as at least 23 kilograms of checked luggage, plus an increase in the number of Velocity frequent flyer points and status credits earned on every flight. Virgin Australia Airlines Group Executive Rob Sharp said the airline was excited to provide an even better product and service for guests travelling to New Zealand. He said the airline was committed to expanding its presence across the Tasman with new services from Sydney to Wellington, Melbourne to Queenstown, and Newcastle to Auckland commencing in October, as well as extra flights to Auckland. When it comes to the points changes, Velocity members will soon be awarded a minimum of 5 points per dollar spent on fares from New Zealand. Platinum, Gold and Silver members will continue to earn a points bonus, meaning that Platinum Velocity members will now receive up to 10 points per dollar spent. Virgin Australia has also announced a code-share arrangement with Singapore Airlines on flights between Melbourne and Wellington, also from October 28. The flights operated by Singapore Airlines will operate 4 times per week and will allow Virgin Australia customers to seamlessly connect their travel and baggage onto other destinations and enable Velocity members to earn points and status credits. Still on airlines, and Delta has revealed it will deploy its new business and premium economy cabins on flights to Sydney from 2019. The Boeing 777 aircraft that operate the airline's LA to Sydney service are currently being refurbished, with the new Delta One Business Class and Delta Premium Select Economy Class cabins being installed. The Delta One suites, which are currently available on the airline's Airbus A350-900 aircraft, feature 180-degree fully flatbed seats and a full-height door at every seat. Delta's A350-900 Flagship and upgraded 777 is part of Delta's multi-billion-dollar investment in the overall customer experience. In hotel news, Hyatt Hotels Corporation and small luxury hotels of the world have revealed plans to bring World of Hyatt members opportunities to enjoy loyalty benefits in many more places across the globe. Hyatt and SLH are working together to offer World of Hyatt members the opportunity to earn and redeem points during stays at participating SLH hotels when they book through Hyatt channels. The company said the launch was targeted for the end of 2018. There's a number of ways to get to the United States from Australia, and one of them is on American Airlines. Let's now see what's on offer in their international flagship, Business Class. American Airlines' international flagship Business Class is one of the best ways to hop between Sydney and Los Angeles. American Airlines have come a long way over the past 10 years, and the level of product, service and meals on board is a testament to just how far the airline has come. American Airlines flies Boeing 787 Dreamliners to Los Angeles from Sydney, and in Business Class you'll find fully lie-flat seats with an adjustable seatback headrest and leg rest. There's direct aisle access at every seat, and all are equipped with AC power outlets and USB ports. On the fun front, there's a 15.4-inch touchscreen monitor that offers on-demand entertainment with up to 250 movies, 160 TV shows, 13 radio channels, 375 albums, and 20 games. You can plug into the system with Bose Quiet Comfort acoustic noise cancelling headphones for the exclusive use of business class passengers during the flight. If you want to get some work done, there's Wi-Fi all the way to LA, while when it comes to pampering, American Airlines has Cole Haan amenity kits in business class. When it's time to turn in, a new partnership with sleep technology company Casper means guests now get large pillows and comfortable blankets as well as mattress toppers. On the food front, Australian British chef Sean Connolly has a new food menu that excels from breakfast to dessert. And on the wine front, find a top selection of American, Australian and international wines. Before you take off, you can use the Qantas Business Lounge at Sydney Airport, while in Los Angeles, it's the brand new Flagship Lounge that features top champagne and an extensive buffet all day long. The service on board is nothing short of phenomenal from some of the best flight attendants in the sky, making the experience nothing short of 5 stars. Now it's time for this week's Foodie Files with Nesia Wilden.
Thanks, James. Well, here's a question for you. How many restaurants in Australia can boast having served over 1 million guests? And not just that, but over 100,000 bomb Alaskas and 42 seasonal redesigns of the dining room. Well, that would be the Melbourne institution Donovan's, which is celebrating its 21st birthday over the next couple of months. Owners Gail and Kevin Donovan opened their upmarket beach house restaurant in St Kilda in the spring of 1998. And since then, they've seen many more fashion-forward restaurants come and go. So, what's the secret to Donovan's longevity? Well, Donovan's was an early adopter of what's now a big trend, and that of knowing how to take care of all the family, which explains why many of the restaurant's regulars haven't seen their 10th birthday yet. Well, what's to eat? It's hard to go past a Donovan classic. Maybe the linguine with seafood and Moreton Bay bug, or the roast duck for two, or the old-fashioned chicken pie. Best enjoyed from one of the prime beachside tables with a glass of something delicious. So, happy birthday, Donovans, and here's to another 2 decades of good food and indulgent times. Donovan's is not the only notable restaurant in Melbourne celebrating big birthdays. Turning 20 is Shanghainese diner David's in Prahran. It's one of the longest running restaurants at that end of Chapel Street, and it's one of the first Chinese restaurants in Melbourne brave enough to not do Cantonese. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the charming neighbourhood restaurant Anyada. It's just notched up its first decade, so that's 10 years of tapas, paella and sherry in Fitzroy. But what's really interesting with these restaurants is to compare prices then and now. I got hold of a few old menus and did a couple of quick sums based on the Consumer Price Index. First to David's. Back in 1998, 6 pieces of Peking duck were $25. Today, they're $36. That's a rise of 44% over 20 years, and that compares with CPI increases of around 65% over the same period. So your duck at David's today is a bargain. At Anyada, well, it's a case of swings and roundabouts. The classic paella for two is $40 today. That's up from $30 in 2008, so a slight increase on the CPI. However, the famous jamón ibérico has not gone up one single euro over the same period. It's still $18 for 20 grams, and the composed salads are also the same price, $12. So, if you think eating out in Australia is expensive, maybe it's time to think again, because these menus are typical. And drinking out in Australia, well, that's another story. That's it from Foodie File this week. After the break, back to James Wilkinson.
You're watching Business Class on Sky News Business. Welcome back to Business Class.
The Four Seasons Resort Oahu at Ko Olina is one of the most luxurious in the Hawaiian Islands. Let's check in now with General Manager Charlie Parker. So we're here in the penthouse of the beautiful Four Seasons Oahu at Ko Olina, and probably one of the best rooms anywhere on the island, I'd say.
Well, thank you. We're very proud of our penthouse, and it sits on the top floor of the Four Seasons of Oahu and really offers panoramic views east and both along the west coast of Oahu. So yes, beautiful spot.
And if you look at sort of what the hotel offers, a number of restaurants, several pools, a lagoon, a lot to do here if you're staying for a few days.
Yes, and I think for a resort experience, you want to have all of those amenities on the resort. And I think maybe Oahu has been well known for Waikiki and Honolulu for for many decades, and I think Ko Olina, the Four Seasons here at Oahu, really offers something alternative to Waikiki.
Like we said, we were talking about last night, like it really is about having an off-island experience on the same island, because it's very different, isn't it, to what is down the other end of the island.
Yeah, and I think that's a message that we're excited to tell. As I said, Waikiki, well established. We're only 40 minutes away from Waikiki, but a world away. We have the beautiful fresh air, wide open spaces, and I think we really provide that outer island experience here on Oahu, which is I think one of the first times that's really been offered in the luxury market here on Oahu.
So you do very well too from a business travel and group standpoint too, that I've noticed the last couple of times I've been here.
Well, yeah, thank you. And I think one of the main advantages that Hawaii has and also Honolulu has is the air access. You know, we are the crossroads in the Pacific. We have daily flights from whether it be Sydney, Melbourne, throughout Asia as well, and of course the mainland of the US as well. So companies that really do business in both Asia and in the US often find that Hawaii is a great destination to meet. And what a place for an incentive trip. If you're looking to really incentivize your team members, a trip to Hawaii, I think, can really do that for you.
And that's the big thing. I think a lot of people forget that this is a very big conference and convention destination in the region as well.
Yes, and here at the Four Seasons, whilst we focus on leisure and that guest that's looking for a breakaway, we do have extensive event facilities, including some stunning outdoor spaces where you can hold some beautiful dinners, maybe do a beach dinner as well. So really making the most of the destination, our western aspect. So every night it's a different sunset, and it's just an incredible way to finish each evening.
Most of the Four Seasons resorts in Hawaii face west straight to the sunset. There's something going on there.
Yes, yeah, you noticed that, and I think what better way to be a west-orientated property. I don't know if that was by design, but it's certainly a great it's a great feature to have in all of our properties.
And you get good crossover with people staying on Maui or Lanai or on the Big Island as well who come and stay here?
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have a very strong brand presence in Hawaii with Four Seasons, and we talk about the Four Seasons Hawaii collection. And I think each property does offer something quite unique and quite different to the other. So it certainly is an attractive proposition to spend time on one island and really get a sense of place of what it has to offer, and then to visit another property. I know that you were in Lanai not so long ago, and Lanai is a beautiful property on really its own island with nothing but other than the Four Seasons. And here on Oahu, we offer something so much different. We have Pearl Harbor, we have the hustle and bustle of Waikiki if you want to go and enjoy it, but yet we have this beautiful resort experience just outside the city as well.
And I think the best rooms within the group as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got very spacious rooms. They start at just under about 60 square meters, and they go right up to this penthouse. And we are also the newest of our properties in Hawaii, having just opened 2 years ago. So the product really is latest and greatest, both in design and technology, which our guests expect as well. So it's a great way to impress them.
You've got the infinity pool as well with the cabanas there, that offer as well. So something especially for the adults.
Yes, the adult pool, infinity edge, leading towards the sunset, a great place to gather at the end of the day. And those the pool cabanas that you mentioned, super luxurious, have their own bars in them. You'll be served in the pool cabanas. And I mean, I've had several guests say to me, "Listen, I don't need my guest room anymore. These are so comfortable. I prefer just to stay by the pool." So,
do you have a couple of favourites when it comes to dining here in the hotel?
Dining, resort experience, I think dining plays a huge part, and we're really excited to showcase our partnership with Chef Michael Mina in our Mina's Fish House. Takes a great place in the resort right against the beach edge. And what we do there is it's a line-to-table concept, so we're working with the local fishermen here in the Pacific, here in Hawaii, to bring fresh that's caught daily and brought to the table and served for dinner. And Chef Mina, his first restaurant was in San Francisco, a fish restaurant. So it's something he's always been very passionate about. He's always wanted a restaurant serving fish in Hawaii. So that's a great partnership that we launched just earlier this year. And I have to mention Noi, our Italian restaurant. It's regarded, and just this week in fact, as one of the top restaurants here in Hawaii. And it's a great complement to the Mina's Fish House restaurant. So it's a couple of options. Now we have Hiki, where we're serving local sourced food, looking at a menu at about 80% locally sourced, which is a great way again to talk about sustainability and showcasing some of the great produce that is available here in Hawaii.
But also, you currently go next door and have a meal down here. So you're a destination hotel, destination restaurants, and it's quite a good offer of different kinds of cuisine here in Hawaii, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And we also offer a Hawaiian night as well on a Friday night. It's really to give guests options and different tastes throughout the week. And as I said earlier, I think in a resort experience, when people are on holiday, to be able to offer different types of cuisines on different nights, make it exciting, something to really look forward to at the end of every day.
Now I hear you have some great off-resort activities that you can offer, including hiking and sailing.
I think it's one of the greatest advantages of Oahu is the diversity of activities that are here. If you want to do something cultural, we're on the west side here. This is where the largest population of indigenous Hawaiians live in the state of Hawaii. So there's a lot to local culture that plays an important part in what we have to do here. We have our own marina on property, so that makes the Pacific, makes the ocean very accessible, whether it be diving, fishing, or water sports. So that's a great offering. You mentioned hiking. We have many hikes just within 5-10 minutes of the property. And I would always recommend, if you're here long enough, to hire a car. Go to Pearl Harbor, go to the North Shore. I mean, there's the charming town of Haleiwa. I know that in Australia surfing is very popular. Hawaii is known for its surfing, and on that North Shore you've got some of the greatest wave breaks probably in the world, with Sunset and Bonsai Pipeline and places like that. I really would recommend, even if you don't surf, just to go and take a look, certainly in the winter months.
If you're a bit afraid of the huge waves, you can swim with the turtles next to the property, and one of the many experiences, you have so much natural sort of mammals and wildlife that's just so close to you.
Yes, Hawaii has an abundance of natural marine wildlife. It's well known in the winter months for the whales that are on transit through Hawaii, which is a spectacle. Dolphins are plentiful. You mentioned the turtles. We do have them just coming up onto our beach and swimming in our tidal pools. That's always, turtle is always an engaging animal, and certainly for families and children, they're very appreciated and loved. Monk seals as well, they're a protected species here in Hawaii, and we often see them resting up on the beach, having had maybe a little bit too much lunch.
So much amazing stuff on offer. Final question for you, what's your X factor here at the hotel?
The X factor, that's a great question. And I think it's the sum of many parts. I think it is, there's incredible dining options with the diversity of activities. We didn't mention the on-site golf. We host the LPGA Lotte Championship every year. We also have a tennis center, incredible spa as well. So I think you can be here, you can sit by the adult pool, watch the sunset or relax. You can be active, seeing all of what Oahu has to offer, and you can combine that with a massage and some other great activities. And I think that is really the unique offering of the property.
Wonderful, thanks for having me.
Great. Thanks, James, thank you.
Let's now head into the kitchen here at the Four Seasons and see what's cooking with one of the great chefs, Simeon Hall Jr. Hi Chef, we're here at Hiki restaurant at the Four Seasons Oahu, and tell us about the food philosophy you have here.
Well, here at Hiki, our goal is to use local ingredients with global techniques. So we use as much local Hawaiian ingredients as we can, but it ranges from my Bahamian roots to local Hawaiian cuisine.
No shortage of amazing seafood and land produce here, is there?
No, not at all. In fact, this morning we were just at the fish auction. We went there at 5 o'clock this morning just to see the process and to get our team involved. so that they would know exactly what we were getting. So no, that's not an issue at all. And tomorrow I go to visit one of the local farms.
How was the seafood this morning?
It was amazing. It was pretty fresh actually. So that made it fun, and it was very exciting.
You can really go from the ocean, which we're on the coast of right here, straight to the table. It's amazing to be able to offer that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because here we get to really do what a lot of chefs want to do. You know, a lot of chefs want to keep it ocean to table, farm to table, and everything else. And we really get to do that because that's a part of the culture.
And also, too, it's extremely sustainable.
It is. We try to use and monitor the sustainability of the ingredients that we get. So that's a part of our program as well, so that we can not deplete, but actually help to enhance.
What are some of your favorite things on the menu right now?
Right now, one of my favorite dishes, of course, is our goat corn, the greatest of all time corn. This dish is absolutely amazing. It's the most Instagrammed dish that we have here. It's a corn dish that has some Caribbean influences, but it has about 12 different nuts, grains, seeds, and spices all blended inside, and then it's topped. That was the dish that we actually used to tell the initial story of what I wanted Hiki to be. So it was and will always be my favorite.
What are some of the big differences between Caribbean and Hawaiian cuisine? Is it mainly spice versus sweet, or what do you find?
I think, well, you know, the story of the Caribbean and Hawaii is very similar. One of the things that's different here is in the Caribbean, we use a lot of spice, heat, and citrus. Here you use a lot of fermentation and sweet. So that's where you get your sweet and your soy. So that's the difference. And but when you look at it, there's so many similarities. We play on both. So there's a lot of things that I would do, like we have a ceviche on our menu, as well as we have a poke, which is the fish dish of both islands.
So obviously you can have a lot of fun here in terms of blending these two unique cultures together.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like I've stepped from one house into the next. So it has been very seamless for me. It's been very fun. The heat is the same, the intensity is the same. The sun is how we make everything happen here in the islands, back at home and here in Hawaii, and we absolutely love it.
Well, that's it from us in Honolulu. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as our Hawaiian adventure continues.